All right, hello. Happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing good. We are here in Denver. The new handcrafted, well, new, it's been out for a little bit, with the handcrafted scenery that was put out in the update. I think it gets the job done. Jetways are a little, feel like something's missing here. But yeah, we are at the beginning of Airbus week for the stream. So today, tomorrow, and Saturday we'll be flying Airbus. It's been a while. I've kind of neglected Airbus. So it won't be all A320s. So we might switch it up a little bit. Maybe some A350, some A330 in there. You know, we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, we're going to take the A320 with the IAE engines up to Jackson Hole, turn it around, and bring it right back to Denver. And that's the plan for today. So we'll get things rolling and get off the ground quick as we can and be on our way. Woot woot. Let's do it. I think I also figured out what was going on with the Fenix and like my nav display just like randomly dying. The Fenix app was using my integrated GPU to run everything for the plane instead of my GPU, my 4080. And I don't think inherently that's a bad thing, but I think the issue was like something maybe with Windows where it can't properly set it up correctly or something like that. So it was causing that integrated GPU driver to crash, I think, which killed the screens in the Fenix. I think that's what was going on. That's my fingers are crossed. So I've went into my BIOS and disabled my integrated GPU completely. And I did a test flight yesterday and it did fine. So my fingers are crossed. We'll see what happens. All right, planes loaded, figures are live. Sweet. We'll get this thing set up. Boarding is going on. Waiting for me to open cargo doors. Sure. All right. I guess while that's going, we can take a look at our flight plan here. We're taking off Denver. I'm gonna look at the real METAR and see what's being used. The real ATIS. Departure 08 and 17 left. I think we'll take off runway 08 since we're turning. We'll be going to the northwest. I feel like that makes the most sense. So we'll take off runway 08. And we're going to take the Darth 1, Darth transition direct to CKW, DNW, and then Jackson Hole. And we'll probably pick up the arrival or the approach from DNW.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1
get SimLink going and smart cars. I feel like FPS is struggling right now. What does auto FPS say I'm getting? 40? I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of let it do its thing and hope everything works out. All right. Let's get our Delio programmed here. We are United 1306 with service to Jackson Hole. And I'm going to pull up the OFP on my other side here. Cost index of 5, apparently. We'll send it. Why not? And then 340 for cruise. Let's cheat and grab our weights over. Send to McDo. That should work. Those are in. Then for our departure, like I said, we're going to take runway 08. So we're turning up to the north. We'll take the Darth 1. There should be no transition. Boom. That should be in just fine. And then we can rock our takeoff performance. So we'll get this all set up, calculate flaps 3. Okay. Sure. I'll take a flaps 3. Why not? All right. Just checking one thing with stupid keybinds. Misfits keeps undoing my keybinds for my keyboard, and I don't know why. So I was just making sure my keybinds are still set up. All right. Winds are 160 at 7. And altimeter 3028. So we get 3028 plugged in here. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. There we go. Cruise altitude's plugged in. We are waiting for our IRS to align. We're waiting for that. We can go ahead and get the APU started. Fueling and everything is complete. Oh, look at that. Lufthansa A380. I don't know if I necessarily trust the A380 in Misfits 2024. We could try it. Won't be a today thing, but it has been a very long time since we've taken out the A380. All right, let me get CTAP for Denver. 134.3. That in, Unicom's in, we have guard in, and then I gotta figure out how to set this up where I can hear guard as well. I believe I just pull that. Yep, I can hear it in vPilot, and then switching my mic. Wanted to talk on that. I actually just need to start using that, because then you can have ground, tower, and then departure. Then on departure, you just flip over to the next one. That would be smart. I used to do that in X-Plane because I feel like it was more consistent in X-Plane using like the radio switching and stuff. 6545 for squawk. Auto TA. So we turn it on. TA altitude reporting. Predictive wind shear can come on. It's just a matter of waiting for our IRS to align. Or I guess in this plane, the ADIRs. See that Lufthansa over there? There is an American 7-3, probably off to DFW, if I had to bet. Lufthansa, I believe, is coming from Frankfurt? Munich. From Munich. And then this American... Yeah, this American, he's off to DFW. Cool. All right, we're aligned. Let's do it. For pushback and departure. Get our APU bleed on. Then we will close some doors. I'll have to close the cargo doors multiple times because GSX will keep opening them. Alright. Looks like they're shut. Cool. Alright. And then for taxi, we'll pull up some charts here in the sim so we can take a look. We are on concourse B. We're going to be down here at the very end. So we're going to push back, nose to the left. And then we'll take Bravo November down to Mike, taxi Mike up to runway 08. Should be nice and simple. I'm looking, there's two robins in the lawn. And they're like sticking their faces down into the ground to pick up worms in sync. It's kind of funny. There's three of them. Hey, little red robins doing their thing. So yeah, nose to the left, and then we'll be out of here. Nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Ready for parking brake to be released. We'll go to ignition start. Parking brake off.
All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, and engine 2.
Cabin crew, armed or
We'll get going.
check.
Starting engine 2 because we're not doing a single engine taxi, so we'll start engine 2 first to get the hydraulics online.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest.
And I'm gonna quickly jump in. Push to talk is set up and good to go. Okay, sweet. That's what we want to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna jump into trying to figure out why my sim is so
Guide you to an
quiet in my ears.
leave all
Oh, lordy. That's 100%. Whatever.
It must be fastened
Whatever.
whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the
Alright.
air supply fails,
Parking brake set. Good engine number 1 started.
put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap, pull on each side to adjust, put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take a life jacket from under your seat.
If we land on water,
Over your head. Pass the
fucking water, mate. Alright. My chart up for reference over there.
by pulling the toggle. If it
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
You know what we could do over this weekend? Might be a little bit of a wild card. But we could pull out a certain particular towless airplane in X-Plane 12. Mess around with that. That's something that hasn't been on the stream in a very long time. Oh my lord, I forgot to turn on the fuel pumps. Oh, good. Good night. And I forgot to turn on the beacon too. Oh. We're out of practice. Alright. Cool. Spoilers armed. We're gonna have flaps 3 for departure. Jump into flight control and set our trim. We go perf. Hey, Kayla. How's work going? 5. This is gonna be on set null zones. I've set my null zones. I don't know how to not have that. Go away. Okay. Everything's good to go there. It's probably gonna continue to yell at us to set control null zones. Alright, flight controls are good. Start the block timer because I forgot. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's do it. Parking brake released. Start rolling. I also need to jump into here and get smart car set up. Work is good. Are you all still doing block? Ow. Are you all still doing block scheduling? And if so, do you end up with a plan period today? All right, that flight's created. DJ Simeon Weaver. Hey, thanks for the follow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Toga Troop. I hope you are doing well. Just in time to start making our way out of Denver. Today's the last day. Gotcha. Okay. I see. I see. All right. So taxi lights. We'll talk on Unicom once we get up to the holding point up here. DJ Nails. What's going on? I hope you're doing well. How you doing? Thank you for the follow. It's one of your children. Oh God. The stream's rated 18 plus, so go away if you're not 18. Where are we flying to? We're going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Lots of mountains. If you're a fan of the Last of Us, it's where Jackson is. Jackson, Wyoming. They're all irritating. I bet. They're a bunch of irritating high schoolers, children. Okay. Terrain, pull up. All right. I'm gonna stop here because I need to start smart cars. Oh, I don't need to start it. It just starts. Sweet. I forgot about that. Cool. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Pull up. Denver traffic, United 1306, taxiing runway 8 via Mike, Denver. The great thing about this middle of the day streaming is nobody's around. Denver's completely empty right now. I'm the only person. Oh my lord. Kayla, are all these people your students? Wish my friend Fire was here. He could shout out some random calls. Chat, is this real chat? Chat, are you seeing this? One of the tech people at the school. Okay, all right. Lies, huh? Lies, deception. What's the cruising altitude? 34,000 feet. I don't think it says it's gonna be like an hour and a half. I don't think this flight is that long. I don't know where that number comes from. I guess we'll find out. How many souls are on board? That I actually don't know. 180. People might be crashed into a mountain at some point today. All right. TARA. Denver traffic, United 1306, taking off runway 08, Darth 1 departure. Denver. All right, time to go. Throttle's 50. And Toga. What's happening? Is this real? 100 knots. V1, rotate. And gear up.
traffic, United 732 Heavy, just a mile from Sarah, established on the ILS runway 7 approach into Denver. We'll be exiting via Bravo 4 and planning gate Alpha 38. So we'll bias 5 mile final next Denver.
How do you know you're gonna exit B? How do you know? Lies. Wait. I bet they're flying an A350 where you can plan where you're gonna exit. No, they're not. How do you know that that's where you're gonna exit? Liar. How many hours does this guy have? Oh, 5,000 hours. Yeah, I guess he knows. Okay. Man, we must be heavy or something. I feel like we're taking forever to accelerate. Weights. Best fighter jet, in my opinion, F-15 Eagle. It's not even close. If you're talking like raw, just like fighter jet, nothing else matters, just like ability to fight other jets, F-15 Eagle. Now if you're talking like technology and like how versatile it is, and you throw in stealth and stuff like that, probably the F-35. F-22 is very close, but just like straight on, I don't know. I feel like if I am, you know, in my Russian MiG or whatever, and I know that there's an F-15 coming to kill me, I'm panicking.
Denver traffic, United 732 Heavy, 5 mile final runway
Flaps up.
7, Denver traffic.
And autopilot. Best airliner. Depends on... Actually, no. I mean, for me, it's a toss-up between the A350 and the 787. They're just like so well designed, so aesthetically pleasing planes. I mean, you throw in the 747, of course. Stop yelling at me for stupid shit, plane. I literally can't fix that. I'm sorry. I can try again. Config. Controls. Max rudder. I don't want to mess with this because it feels fine the way it is. But if I want that warning to go away, I gotta mess with it. Not today. Master caution. It's not even a real master caution. It's just, it's yelling at me because it thinks that my controls are wildly broken, but they're not. So it's telling me, hey, you need to calibrate your controls so that they work. Well, obviously they're working, so I don't want to mess with it. Especially since this is Flight Simulator 2024, if I mess with one thing, everything will break. So now that it's working, I don't want to touch anything. Fox 2, Fox 2. I want to install DCS again, but it's so not worth it. Just make sure I don't have it installed, do I? I shouldn't. I don't. I keep seeing on Reddit people with their F4 Phantoms in DCS, and I'm like, man, I really wanna. I'm so terrible with that jet, but I wanna be good at it. Should install War Thunder? I think I have it installed.
No, I'm doing less than 50. I'm doing less than 50.
Oh, I don't have it installed. I've tried War Thunder. My thing with War Thunder is like, unless you want to pull out your wallet.
Denver traffic United 732, clear runway 7,
Okay.
taxi Bravo 4.
Cool talk. Go away. Unless you want to pull out your wallet and buy stuff, it's very like grindy to get anything. Like I would want to fly like fighter jets. For me, like the prime period of fighter jet is like that Cold War era, kind of where the F4 lands. Like I really like, in DCS I really like the F4, even though it is a flying brick. The MiG-21 is really fun. But if I want to get those in War Thunder, it's either here's $50 or I'm gonna spend like the next 3 years grinding. It's just kind of like, I don't really know. I've heard though War Thunder can be really fun once you do get those better jets. I set it as seed game mode. That could be fun. I got really into seed and DCS with the F-18. It's really fun because you're just like flying in, trying to get them to shoot SAMs at you and then just running like hell. Just trying to find the opportunity to launch missiles and blow up the SAMs. It's so much fun. I love seed. There was a friend, we used to play DCS all the time, and we'd always do like the seed missions where one of us would be trying to get the missiles to launch at them, and then the other one of us would be trying to like sneak in with missiles and blow up the SAMs. What coffee am I drinking today? Chai latte. It's almost gone. It is gone. I have to go get a refill eventually. You fly the Viper? I love the Viper. The problem with the Viper for me is it's still like, as far as I know, it's still being like updated and everything. So every time I get that itch to do DCS again, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Viper, I really like the Viper. I jump into it and everything's completely different. I have to relearn the jet over and over and over and over. Whereas like the F-18 was the first module I learned, and I think they're past the point of drastic changes to it. So I can like jump in and still kind of like, you know what I'm doing. The F-16 might be to that point as well, where they're not drastically changing stuff. But yeah, I get in, I learn the F-16, and then I get bored and take like a 3-month break from DCS, and then I come back and everything's different, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Should invest in a VR to play VTOL VR. I've heard VTOL VR is really good. I don't know. I have tried. My only experience with VR is I went to an air show once, and the National Guard had like these little setups, right? Where you put on like a VR helmet and you're like flying an F-22 in a simulator or whatever. And the VR, that VR, whatever they were using, it made me feel like really sick, like motion sickness when I took it off, which is weird because I don't usually get motion sickness. Yeah, it was like weird. I need to try it again. There's like, I think there's places where you can go and like play VR games, like arcades and stuff. I need to go and just see what it's all about. 'Cause I haven't really done much with VR. I said really that, I think, was it when we went on our cruise they had a VR game as well, I think. I messed with that a little bit. But yeah, I'd like to try VTOL VR. If I do VR for DCS, I want to get into flying helicopters, because apparently that's like unmatched of how immersive that is when you have a VR headset with helicopters. But I don't know. VR is just like a whole nother world that I don't know anything about. I don't know what VR headsets are good, what ones are worth it. I think like I keep seeing like all the different like flight sim content creators on YouTube end up with this like Pimax VR system or whatever. I've looked at these a little bit, but they're so expensive. What is this? $900. I don't know. I don't know if they have like a cheaper. $1,600. Woo-wee! She has video from it? Oh. Oh, of course she does. Outlet headsets? I don't know. Never mind, it's working now. Yeah, I just don't know anything about it. And that's not an investment I want to make. Number one, I can't right now. But number two, that wouldn't be an investment I'd want to make without knowing. And number three, I wouldn't stream it either. Which kind of like all my flight sim stuff is kind of geared towards that. I wouldn't stream it because it's so god-awfully disorienting and ugly to stream VR. Like, it would look fine in my headset, but what it doesn't translate to like a screen very well. It's jittery and dizzying and all that. Mountains. Alright, is everything still working? I think that was the problem. Because now everything's working. The reason I haven't touched this plane in so long is the screen would stop working, would like freeze and then go black. And I think I figured out what it was. And basically it was using both of my GPUs, like the integrated one and my 4080 at the same time. And I think there was just like driver issues or Windows is being stupid or whatever. So I disabled my integrated GPU and everything seems fine. I was getting, like, before I was getting like weird texture problems too. Everything's working fine. So I bet that was it. Only running 50% CPU and GPU. Not bad. Plenty of VRAM headroom. For now, anyway. Cleaning my computer made a huge difference as well. Thing was so dusty before we moved around the office. Just took like a can of air to it, and now it's like silent again. Doesn't sound like a jet engine sitting next to me. You know how to fly a 737 because of X-Plane and Misfits? Ain't that the truth? It was like 2017 when I first started getting into like the add-on side of flight sim. And like whenever X-Plane 11 came out was when I got the Zebo 737. So like since then I went like hardcore learning it. I feel like I know it like the back of my hand now. It's like I don't even have to think about it. Now of course put me in the real thing, I'm gonna have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But in a simulator, the 737 is like the first thing I learned. It was the only add-on plane I had for the longest time. Specs? Does this command work? There we go. I don't think that processor's right. Doesn't sound right. It's a 7900X, not a 5900X. Wildly enough, it is not a great gaming processor. Like it's a, what, 12 core processor? Right now it's running at 5.4 gigahertz, but the processor is my bottleneck in my system. It's just not an amazing gaming processor. It's great for like productivity if you're running a bunch of programs and stuff like that, but it's just not the best gaming one, which I didn't know when I got it. I just said, oh, more cores? Hell yeah. Come to find out, like, every game ever only uses one core, so it doesn't really matter how many cores you have. Spend like 300 on 4 PMDG 737s. Nah, I feel you 100%. I bought the PMDG 737 for FSX. I bought it for P3D V4. I bought it for P3D V5. I bought it for Misfits. And I bought another one for Misfits as well. So I bought 5 PMDG 737s. Every single time they give me. And I'm going to have to pay an upgrade fee for 2024. That's why I wish Laminar Research with X-Plane would just figure out what the hell they're doing and get their sim up to snuff so I could just not buy 737s anymore and just fly the Zebo 737. Fly the free one all the time. I'm at the point where I'm like, you know, I know, go away, Drake. No one wants you. PMDG is working on the 747, 100, and the 400. Eventually, those are going to come. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to buy them. Because as much as I like the 747, with everything that they put out being like $70, they're making so much money off of me. And they're probably gonna follow their same stupid pricing meme where like the 747 is gonna be $74 and 74 cents or something. It's like how the 777 is $77 and 73 cents. Which it's so dumb. PMDG is great, don't get me wrong. And the benefit of a PMDG add-on is you know it will work because they don't put out stuff that doesn't work. Cough cough, any builds. But this stupid pricing meme of like the 777-200 is $77.72. This needs to stop. This is a joke. The 300ER is $77.73. Like, this is ridiculous. I like the idea of selling all the variants separately. I kind of like what they're going for in the sense of like, when I buy a 737, I don't care about the 900, I don't care about the 600. The only ones I care about are the 800 and the 700. So I like being able to pick which ones you want. But in my opinion, they need to be priced accordingly, because it used to be the 737s, I don't think they're as bad. There used to be you got a bundle, but the way they have them priced now, you're not actually saving, like there's no, I think they're more expensive now than they used to be in P3D. The 777s are more expensive than they used to be in P3D. I think the 737s are, it's been a while since I've looked. But I like what they're going for, I just wish they would price them accordingly. And then if they're going to charge $77 for a 777, give me a discount on the next one. Don't charge me $77 again. Of course, I paid $77 again, but that gives me more of a leg to stand on to complain about it because I'm actually buying their products. If I got a discount on the 777 freighter, I would consider getting it. Right now, there's no way in hell I'm going to buy this. And I'm not going to buy the 777-200 LR, whatever the hell, when it comes out either. Just like at the current prices, I'm not going to buy a 900 and a 600 737 because it's just not worth it. And honestly, for most people, I would say if you bought the 777-300ER, don't buy the 200ER because it's not worth it. PMDG suckered me into it because the 200 is my favorite 777, but still, point still stands. Flightsim add-ons are overpriced. Yeah. Actually, I would say, depending on the add-on, Fenix, who makes this A320 we're flying, I think they're very fair priced. 50 pounds, you get the A320, and then you can get the expansion for 40 pounds. So you end up with 3 variants of the plane. For 90 pounds. Whatever that translates to in freedom dollars. Like, I think this is pretty fairly priced. I think the Any Builds isn't too terribly priced. The problem with the Any Builds A350 is it just doesn't work. Oh, just kidding. It's 80 fuck. I spent 80 bucks on this thing? Holy. Never mind. This jet is not worth 80 bucks. I forgot that's how much it was. Yikes. Never mind. But no, the point I was going for is X-Plane. The add-ons in X-Plane are wildly expensive. Like, it's actually crazy how expensive these are. A340 for Tolis is 90 bucks. The X-Plane equivalent of the 777, the Flight Factor 777, it's 90 bucks. Or if you want more engine variants, you can pay $15 more, so $104. Which is crazy. That's highway robbery, in my opinion. Wish you had the 777, but you haven't been able to place. You lost all your PMDGs when your PC. Oh, man. Did it just explode? What happened? That's no fun at all. I mean, I hope it didn't explode. All right. GSX, go away. No one cares. Now this message isn't gonna go, God damn it. It's gonna be there forever, isn't it? I hate GSX. I hate it. This is the worst fucking program that's ever been made. It's terrible. It's horrible. It was terrible in P3D, and for some reason I bought it again. At least the overlay's kind of covering the stupid message that's frozen on screen now. Hard drive died for the millionth time, then you got to rebuild your dad's and now it's yours. If you know... So this is something I learned not too long ago, actually. If you know what email address you got the PMDGs with, you can log in to the PMDG website and get your download links again. So if you just go to PMDG's website, you can't log in or anything there. But if you type in PMDG login and you click on the sign in link, if you log in here, if you know what your email address is, and then you can do forgot password and recover, blah, 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 whatever, it'll take you to a profile where it has all your products and lists them out, and then you can re-download them. It's pretty nifty. I didn't know that was a thing. So what I had done prior to this is you have to like dig through your email to try to find the original link and pray that it still works. All right. Winds are 000 at 00. Alright, Pilot Edge says they're landing runway 9. Why is it giving me the Denver stuff? There we go. So my bet is we're gonna take... ENW. This is our last waypoint in our flight plan, Denor. So we'll probably take this RNAV. We could do an ILS. We'll do the RNAV. Something something future, blah blah blah. The arrivals of the future. So RNAV, runway 19. Okay. That plugged in. It'd be the RNAV X-ray. RNAV X-ray 19 via DNW. Insert. Cool. Our top of descent is updated. Jump through this a little bit. I think we'll be in, take us through the mountains, and down to the airport. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect. I wish I could figure out what I was subscribed to on Patreon that's costing me $2 every month. I've checked, I'm not subscribed to anything. I'm not sure what it is. Probably from back when I was getting really into Skyrim mods and probably subscribed to somebody's Patreon for a mod pack link or something and just use some random ass email. Now I'm just forever subscribed to them on Patreon. RIP. Ooh. Okay, I got rid of the message. Alright, still no ATC, but CTAP for Jackson Hole is 118.075. Zero 75. There we go. So I have that ready to go. Arby, what's going on? How you doing? Just in time for landing at Jackson Hole. Perfect timing. How's it going? All right, destination data. We're gonna land with a tailwind. All right, a 6-knot tailwind. Hell yeah. The winds are 0, 0, 0 at 0, 0, so we'll see how much this tailwind exists. All right. Destination data. QNH 3026. Temperature is 17 C. C standing for communist units, of course. Winds are variable at 6, so we'll just put that in. And then our decision altitude is 3777 for baro minimums. Perfect. Destination data is good. Had a similar crash earlier into Copenhagen. You crashed? Oh, did the sim crash? Ah, the sim crashed. Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping we don't have any of those today. It's Misfits 2024, so who knows? Knock on wood. Oh, it was an X-plane. Bye-bye, guy. What's going on? You get to fly to Jackson Hole next month from Cincinnati to Salt Lake to Jackson. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I've never been further west than Kansas, so enjoy the mountains. I've never seen them with my own eyes. A Jackson Hole would be a place I would love to go. I think it's mainly like a skiing town, if I know correct, if I'm correct, if I recall correctly. So I would want to go in the winter when like the skiing is happening. I'm not much of a skier, but I feel like it would be a vibe to go to Jackson when it's popping off as a ski town. I guess the first things first, I need to go see the mountains. Period. But yeah, enjoy that. Salt Lake to Jackson. You should have some good views on that flight. From Cincinnati to Salt Lake, you'll have good views too. Lots of cornfields and then mountains. I don't know if it's just because I'm lucky, but I don't get many crashes in I don't get many crashes in X-Plane 12. Usually the only time the sim crashes for me is if the replay mode is acting up. Sometimes when I go to the replay mode, it just crashes. Aside from that, I guess I'm lucky. X-Plane 12 has actually started being a decent sim for me. There's a lot of skiing, but there are also a bunch of shops and a few dude ranches. Okay. Gotcha. That's definitely a place I want to go sometime. Definitely on the list of places to visit. Like, I feel like if I'm going for mountains, go to like Colorado, Estes Park, somewhere around there, just like end up in the mountains. But I would like to kind of get the vibe of like a ski town. Of course, if there's a bunch of shops, hopefully a bunch of local shops with some cool stuff, that would be awesome to go see. And then dude ranches. I don't know very much about dude ranches, but I know there's a lot of people that like them. So kind of explore what that's all about too. Travis, what's going on? Safe travels, have a good flight. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Thank you, thank you. Graphics are the only letdown for it. Yeah, I got plenty of gripes with X-Plane. I don't know what the hell Laminar is doing. The fact that it took whatever beta we're currently on for them to figure out, hey, maybe we shouldn't have the inside of airplanes be completely dark where you can't see what's going on. And it took them this long to fix it. Like things like that. They still haven't fixed shadows. The shadows are still terrible. The anti-aliasing is terrible. The clouds, albeit better, still look pretty bad. Like they're a lot better than they were, but I still think they look pretty bad. It's just I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their priorities are. I don't know. But X-Plane 12 has gotten a lot better. It's now to a point where like every once in a while I feel comfortable bringing it out and streaming it because it doesn't look as bad as it did. You know, the X-Craft's E-Jets are fantastic. That's usually what I fly an X-plane when I stream it. Although with it being Airbus week, I was talking earlier, we might bring out the A340. That could be kind of fun. Something a little bit different. It won't be a long haul, but it could be fun to bring out. Trying to turn on an old iPad to get Navigraph on it. It's great. Navigraph on an iPad is it's a game changer. I like it. I don't really use it that much because I like being able to... Granted, you gotta keep in mind, like, the only time I fly is like when I'm streaming, so kind of everything Flightsim wise that I have is built around that. But I run the Navigraph app on my computer so I can bring up the charts on screen and show them. But no, Navigraph on iPad is fantastic. It's like our equivalent of like ForeFlight that real pilots use. A340 is a classic. Absolutely. A340 is fantastic. It's such a funny plane. I have no idea what the hell Airbus was thinking when they decided to make a A330 but with 4 engines. But I'm so glad they did because I love the A340. But it also like makes no sense whatsoever why they would have built it to begin with. You would get Navigraph, but you can't pay for it at the moment. I get that. When I don't even know if it's still an option. I don't know what their options for subscriptions are. But when I first started doing flight sim, I was like full-time college student. I wasn't working at the time, so like my money was tight. My money's still tight, but my money was extremely tight. So I used to just do... They may not have it anymore, where you could just buy a cycle of nav data, and that was it. It was like $10. I would buy it once every couple months, just to update nav data. And then an app that I would use that's still really good is called ChartFox. It's free charts. You have to have a VATSIM account to get into it. Just log in with your VATSIM account. If you don't have a VATSIM account, you can make a VATSIM account. You don't have to use VATSIM to have the account. You go in, you can search up, we're going to Jackson Hole, so we'll search up Jackson Hole, and then here we go. Then you can get in here and see all your charts. Airport diagram. How do I go back? Oh, just click on the side. Go to our approach. We're taking the RNAV X-ray, so we can pull that up, take a look at that. So ChartFox is fantastic. It's a great resource. I don't know how good it is for like European airports. Search up Munich and see what we get. We get Lido charts? We do. So you got some charts you can look at for European airports as well. If you don't do Navigraph, I would highly recommend ChartFox. It's great. We need to descend. I blew past our top of descent again. It's kind of the standard for the Keegan Toga streams. Get some speed brakes to help get back on profile. Alright, we're good. Over G, over G. Okay. Next week we're flying the MD-80. It's been too long. All this talk of over G, over G. So on and so forth. All things that Bitch and Betty would say in the F-18. It's making me want to fly the MD-80. To see if the sound pack works for SFest 2024. If not, we can just fly it in 2020. Why are you laying on my feet? I'm totally gonna get punted. Let's see. Running ahead a little bit. Last week was pretty much all Boeing. This week is Airbus week. So we'll be flying pretty much all Airbus. Next week, might do neither. Fly things that aren't Airbus or Boeing. We can pull out the CRJ again. Maybe jump over to X-Plane and fly the Embraers. Can maybe MD-80 for sure, or MD-11. What else we got? I have the BAE 146s, which I haven't ever brought out on stream. They're great, the Just Flight ones. I've just never flown them on stream. I haven't really flown them that much, really. Could fly the ATRs. It's been a while since we've flown those. Could also, I know the Dash 8 and X-Plane was updated not too long ago, so we could fly that. Yeah, next week might be no Airbus, no Boeing. Things that aren't Airbus and Boeing. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a soda. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's try to calculate our landing weight. This is something I've never done on an Airbus, but might, or should anyway, be pretty doable. So I need to find where it says how much fuel we're gonna have at Jackson when we land. I thought it was in the Prague page. I guess it's not. Fuel predict. There it is. Alright, it's gonna have 7.5. 75. Something ain't right. What does it think we have? Okay. Well, what we can do is the main thing I want to know for the arrival performance is just the main thing I want to know is just how much auto brake we need. So if we do max reverse, we're basically going to have to do max brakes. So max manual braking, max reverse. We will slam on the brakes. That's what we'll do. We turn auto throttle off, somehow we get longer or shorter rollout distance. Okay, that's doable. Slamming on the brakes is something I can definitely do. Butter and slam. This shit happened again! I gotta open up a soda, and the stupid tab goes under the tab that opens and doesn't open the soda. Arrgh! Just gonna hit it with my knife. The hell is PepsiCo doing these days with these Dr. Peppers? They don't even open. At least I didn't rip the tab off this time, so it's not going to stab me every time I take a drink. Were you this time, Mr. Blue Sky? Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. 3026 for altimeter. Cool. Get our landing lights on, wing lights. Everybody sit the fuck down. Get ready for landing. Put on your seatbelt, you're gonna need it. We might take a break from Airbus Week sometime this weekend and go to Telluride, because that's another like really cool mountain approach. This airport is like, it's on a plateau in the mountains. I really like Telluride. But I don't think there's any Airbuses that fly into here. I'd be surprised. So what we might do is we might pull out the Learjet and fly into Telluride. I'm kind of I'm liking the mountain vibe. If we're gonna do the A340, I don't know, because I'm not gonna stream Sunday because it's Mother's Day. I don't know. Might have to push that to next week. I don't know. I'll think about it. This is Mambo number 5. Mountains are looking good. Alright, there is nobody at Jackson Hole, so I'm not going to worry about calling on Unicom. Unless anybody pops up. There is this American zooming past, but he's going to DFW. Nothing to be worried about there. Got these 777s taking off. Going to Tokyo. See ya. What about you? You're going to Vegas? Yeah, there's not really any traffic we need to worry about. Alright, we are 20 miles from the airport. We are now officially on the approach. So I wonder, supposedly seasons are kind of a thing in Misfits 2024. I don't really know all the details on it, but I wonder if things are going to look a lot more greener once like the sim switches to summer season, because it looks kind of just tan, like everything's still kind of dead. The trees look okay, so I wonder if that'll be a thing. I don't know, because using Misfits 2024 is a fairly recent thing for me because it's always been so buggy and just broken. But as of late, it started being usable. At least on my system. I know there's people that have been using it for forever, but for me, it's been a little hit or miss. Those reflections look good. Kind of weirdly out of place, but it's still cool that those reflections are showing up. Alright, flaps 1 will take us to... Whoa, just kidding. We're not going slow enough for flaps 1. We'll need some speed brakes, though. Help slow down a bit. No auto brakes because we're just going to do max manual braking. That should be fine. We get some of our other lights on now so we don't have to worry about it. Let's leave full speed brake for now to help slow down. Now we're slow enough to go flaps 1. And that should help us pull back to S speed. are coming in hot. Actually gonna go gear down too to help with some drag. The thing with these A320s, at least I found for me, is they do not want to slow down. Flaps 2. Speed brake in, and we'll get that rearmed. There we go. Flaps 3. Got the airports there. I downloaded some free scenery, so we'll see if it's any good. Hopefully it's working. Full flaps. Yeah, I wonder if these textures will turn more green once it kicks over to summer season. Hopefully. Very nice. All right. My airplane. Still trying to follow the flight director a little bit, even though we are visual. Really just pointing at the runway. I feel like our METAR was a little off. We have a 13 knot crosswind right now. The Fenix in Flightsim 2024 does not like crosswind very much. So far it's performing alright though.
500. Hundred above. Minimum.
Continue. Alright, we're down. Full reverse, manual braking. And reversers off. My scenery didn't load in. This is default scenery. I'm disappointed. I might restart the sim between the flights. I'm gonna see if I can get the get scenery loaded in. Either way, welcome to Jackson. Corsair Airlines game, what's going on? How you doing? Hope you are doing fantastic. Welcome out. We're missing some scenery. So I might need to jump. We'll restart the sim between the two flights anyway, just to kind of clear up resources, free up RAM, blah, blah, blah. Minimize the chances that the sim crashes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But,
the cabin crew.
I'm gonna have to look and see if I can get scenery, because I don't even know where the terminal is.
However,
Let me pull up the chart, see if I can figure out where the terminal is supposed to be. Commercial aprons at the... So this would be the terminal over here. Okay. I'll get you guys a landing rate here in just a minute. An hour 13 block time. Not too long of a flight at all. So we'll just take it down here towards the end.
And the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground
Yeah, this scenery is all sorts of funky. And slammed on the brakes for no reason. Good job, Sim. Thank you. We'll park here, whatever gate this is. What's the name of my plane? It is the Fenix Airbus A320. The A320 by Fenix. All right. Park here. Parking brake on. APU's on. APU bleed on. GSX, are you gonna work? Nope. We'll figure that out later. Shut it down. All right. Welcome to Jackson. I think I know what the problem is with the scenery. I added it to my scenery folder, but I never built the symbolic link with Misfits add-on linker. Going to Paris and Abidjan? Is it Azerbaijan or just Abidjan? I've never heard of Abidjan. Nice. What are you flying? I'd assume that would be a long hauler. All right. Azerbaijan. There we go. We got the mountains in the background. Very nice, very nice. And pretty crappy looking scenery, but we're gonna fix that here. Don't you worry. Get the music back on for you Twitch nerds. Sorry, YouTube, you don't get music. I don't want to get copyright struck into the ground. All right. Landing rate was... Gotta find the flight here. 402. A little bit of a slammer. Get the vouchers. Beware, we are in Jackson, Wyoming, KJAC. We're gonna get the sim restarted, load up, and we're gonna turn around and go back to Denver. Looks like somebody else loaded in. A319, very nice. Little Delta action. All right. Let's go ahead and get the sim restarted. Come and get your love. Disconnected. We'll try shutting down the sim the right way today. Maybe it'll help it load a little bit better. All right. me get the second flight planned. United 1378, KJAC to KDEN. Get that set up for the A320 with IAE engines. That'll look good. Our ATC call sign is UAL 1378. That generated. And the sim's not shutting down. Lovely. I'll go into Task Manager and kill the sim. See ya. Gonna make another flight? Yes, sir. We're turning the plane around. We're gonna jet off to back to Denver. But first things first, I gotta jump into here and get the scenery working. And that's not gonna work. To run it as administrator. There we go. Come on. All right. Scenery, North America. Get rid of flight beam. IAD, we don't need that. And we'll turn on... I don't think we want... maybe we do want the static aircraft. Could be nice. Turn those on. And now the scenery is going to work. Restart the sim. All right. Overlay should be set up. What do you mean the game's already running? It's not. Let's go figure out what is making it think the game's running. I have to figure out what process it is. Real turb? Could be that. Can't think of what else it would be that is making it think that the simulator is already running. What the fuck is this? All right. Now it's gonna work? Maybe. There we go. We get our thing pre-filed here. Boom. That should be good. Now it's just a matter of waiting for everything to boot back up. the A380 in the sim since February 9th. Looking for the last time we flew an A320. It looks like it was January 19th. So it has been a little bit since we've flown the A320. Finally, bringing this thing back out. We've been neglecting Airbuses. All right. A320, KJAC. We should see the little star. There it is. Shows that we do have scenery. Excuse me. All right, where is this guy at that's loaded in? I think if we go here, we should be okay. All right, the scenery should look a lot better this time around. Oh yeah. Let everything load up here. Boopity, boopity, boopity. Look at that. Oh, FPS. Actually, decent scenery. Gotta go play some Uno with a classmate. Block scheduling is crap. You kids don't realize how good you have it. My entire high school career was block scheduling. But yeah, I totally get it. It's not fun having to spend like 2.5 hours in every class. It's annoying. Oh, good luck with Uno. Hope you win. And yeah, catch you later. Hopefully block scheduling doesn't ruin everything for you. Hopefully you survive. All right, let's get connected back up. Last day of classes. Oh, that means you're a senior, right? Is the last day for you guys today? Can't remember what Kayla told me. Well, either way, enjoy it. As silly as that sounds. And yes, 100% agree, block scheduling is terrible. Just imagine having to do 4 years of it. Ugh. Squawk 7730. That is almost the terrorism squawk code. Yikes. All right. We'll get the plane loaded. And then we're going to go to panel states and set it on turn around with APU. So that way it's just basically like we didn't restart the sim. It's just how we left it, basically. All right, plane's loaded. We'll get GSX to do its thing. Request boarding with United. And in terms of setup, everything up here should be good to go. Turn the seatbelts on. We have our fuel loaded, so we're good there. No smoking on. Let's get things set up. CTF KJAC 18075. Get that plugged in. There we go. That should be good. We are United 1378. My profile pulled up. All right, cost index 5 again. We're cruising at 330 for the way back. We will cheat and get the weights loaded. There we go. And then for departure, we're taking off runway 19. We're taking the Alpine 4 to Kickney. So hopefully it should just be that. Intercept Kickney. Cool. And then Denver, if we check the real ATIS, they're landing 716 left, 16 right. So we're planning for 7, so we'll keep 7. ILS runway 7. We got the Flatty 4 from Tofu. Then our approach via Sarah? Is that gonna work? That'll work. Cool. Oh, shoot. Passengers are actually walking out of the terminal. That's pretty cool. Pretty dense, if you ask me, but I also do have the boarding density turned up to kind of speed it up. Nice. Oh, I need to get the cargo doors open. Because GSX is integrated except for the cargo doors. Of course. Aircraft too heavy for conditions. Force toga. Aircraft too heavy. We'll do flaps 2. Let's send that to McDo. So we're going to do a full toga takeoff. Blast off out of here with full power. All right, cruising at 330. We'll go ahead and get that plugged in. And then our altimeter is 3026. Okay, that should be in. Passengers are almost loaded. Our transponder 7730 is our squawk. Should be good. We'll go to on. Predictive wind shear on. Engine start is ready to go. I think we're pretty much ready to roll once baggage finishes up. Baggage is taking forever. Any good flight sim news? Tolis has Airbus endorsement. Very nice. Got a new Any Build scenery rolling around. Any Build's Gatwick. Should be pretty fun once we get that. There's the old MD-80 sitting there. How about that? Airport will cost $21.99 Great British pounds. How much is that in freedom units? $30. Jesus. Lordy, lordy. Any Builds out here trying to get everybody's money. Excited for this iFly. For the iFly 737 to get over to Misfits 2024. It'd be nice to have that. Yeah. Alright, bags, hurry up. I don't have all day. Not that I'm doing anything later, but I don't have all day. Ba-da-ba-da. Bum-bum-ba-da-ba-dum, bum-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. All right. We are going to push back nose to the left. Take a look at our charts here. Pushback nose to the left. We're at stand 4. We'll taxi Alpha down to runway 19. Line up, stand on the brakes, full power, and then get out of here. Be a full power takeoff. That should be good enough. And then for departures, we're taking the Alpine 4. Which is pretty much, we're going to go to Kickney, above 15,000. Then from Kickney, we'll turn on course, which will take us to Tofu, and then the arrival into Denver. So that should be good there. And we are ready to roll. So I think it should automatically start pushback if I turn on the beacon. Yep. So get these doors closed, and we'll have to close them a bunch of times because GSX will keep opening them. Maybe not? Cool. Man, I wish we had chase plane in 2024. Man, I wish textures would load in better in 2024. Can't win them all. All right, we want to face north. Parking brakes released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
And we'll start engine 2. Look at that wing walker, not looking at the wing, walking through stuff. Look at him go. It's just like real life.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you.
Was always my grandpa's gripe. The point of the wing walker is to make sure the wing doesn't hit anything,
Please pay attention to illuminate
but they never look at the wing. They always look at other stuff around.
safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt in
Alright, gonna get our standby Horizon Dealio going too. That.
Parking brakes. Unlocking gear.
Waiting for engine 2 to become avail. There it is. Get engine 1 started.
seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you.
Keep it fastened at all times. Alright, and just making sure there's no ATC, and there's not. We're on CTAF. So that is golden. I think tonight after the stream, I'm going to pull out
Open the pouch and put
truck simulator, do some driving.
Pull the strap to adjust. Do
It's been a long time since I've messed around with it.
the aircraft. When outside,
Alright, I forgot to turn on my fuel pumps again. Starving our engines. Very nice. Start a block timer. Engines are running. Turn our APU off. And we are taking off with flaps 2. That should be good. Our trim is going to be down 0.5. There we go. Be good there. Arm the speed brake. Max auto brakes for rejected takeoff. Constraints. Yeah. Complain about my flight controls. Keep it up. You're doing great, Airbus. You got it. Get some lights on, and GSX should be just about done. All right. Jackson traffic, United 1378's taxiing runway 19 via Alpha, Jackson. Let's roll. Parking brakes released. We'll get out of here. See ya, Delta. Nice knowing you. I'm surprised to see another person at Jackson Hole. Guess it is starting to get towards the early afternoon. People are starting to get off work, get out of school, get logged in. Wouldn't be surprised if we got some ATC on the way back. Oh, we gotta get smart cars running. A320, import from SimBrief. Create. I'll have to put on the parking brakes up here so it starts the flight. Alright, TO config is normal.
Vector cross Delta 2486, pushing from 77.
Oh, flight started. Sweet. Alright. Lights on. Like I said, we'll get lined up. Try to use as much runway as we possibly can. And kind of overdid the turn there, but you know, it happens. All right, we're lined up. We'll jump up top and get our packs off. Get as much engine power as possible. Jackson traffic, United 1378, taking off runway 19, Alpine 4 departure, departing to the south. Jackson traffic. All right.
Safe flight.
50% power. Off the brakes. And Toga, full power. Give it everything it's got. There's 100 knots. V1. Rotate. What? Crash detection should be off. Where is that? Jesus. Okay. What we'll do, because that is some proper bullshit. Warp me to runway 19. Let's load ready. Of Mice and Men dropped. Oh, okay. Well, we'll listen to that once we get up in the air after this fucking bullshit that just happened. ZOTAC. Cool. Init request. Is this gonna work? Please work. Of course it's not gonna work. Okay, KJAC, KDEN. I swear this simulator just fucking hates me. How's it going, Joey? Alright, we'll get up in the air and then we'll reconnect to VATSIM. Alright. Fuel and stuff is loaded. Jackson, departure, 19, Alpine 4. Insert. Kick knee. That should be good. Perf. If we go to departure performance, sync load sheet, sync weather, lap config 2, force toga, yes, packs off, calculate, it's gonna say, no, you can't do that, ZOTAC. Cool, that's in there. We'll try this again, shall we? 330-3026. Cool. Lights on, everything's on, everything up here is set up and good to go. Turn the packs off. Alright. This is still calculating everything correctly. We'll get reconnected to VATSIM once we get up in the air. 7730, everything is set up. Flaps 2. Trim is down 0.5. Alright, let's try this again. Parking brake release, stand on the brakes, max auto brakes, TO config check. Throttle's 50. And Toga. Try it one more time. See if we can not randomly crash again. 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Ooh, okay. Positive climb. Gear up. I'll turn on our departure. Again, yep, I took off just a minute ago and the plane decided to crash. It said I crashed. So, avoiding that mess again, we are away. Get our nose lights off. Climb power. Let's start our acceleration. Autopilot on. Get our oxygen back on. It's the right year for that, right? Add it to the list. Add it to the list. All right. What is going on at Jackson Hole? Is that Delta that's taking off? I need to wait for him to turn on course. Because if I spawn in now, I'm probably going to spawn right on top of him. Flaps up, or flaps 1. Flight control, error, shut up, go away, no one cares. So once he turns on course, we'll get back onto VATSIM because I don't wanna mess him up. And flaps up. Disarm the spoilers. Everything should be good for our climb out of here. There's new Dance Gavin Dance. All right, we can listen to all the things. I'll have to listen on Spotify because of my streaming setup, so I don't get copy struck. All right, we're off to Kickney. And we need to, oh shoot, I need to put in arrival, ILS runway 7. We're bringing the Flatty 4 Tofu via Sarah insert. And then we can get, whoa, get rid of that discontinuity insert. So then once we make this left-hand turn, we can get back onto VATSIM. Because this other traffic that's here at Jackson's gonna go right. So we'll be fine from that point. To get logged back in. Get Spotify up, and then playing on MacBook Pro. Perfect. Of Mice and Men putting out a new song is pretty poggers. It's been a while. Parkway Drive, Of Mice and Men, DG all decided to go toe-to-toe with the new Sleep album tonight. I guess they know people are going to be listening to music, so might as well, right? Maybe your song will get chucked in after they finish the album. And it starts going into suggested songs. Alright, we'll make the left-hand turn, and once we get like, I don't know, 5-10 miles, we'll reconnect. Just want to make sure I don't fuck up with this other guy. It's not his fault that we had stupid sim issues. Over the mountains, we're out of here. See ya. Nice knowing ya. Adios. Alright, smart cars is still doing its thing. Sweet. Dum da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum da da no. Tried to sync up the music video. Well, actually, I don't know how well that's gonna work. Music video is 3 minutes and 18 seconds long. Song is 3 minutes and 10 seconds long. You'll have to use your imagination to watch the music video, okay? We'll listen to the song. Like I said, I can't do YouTube with music because I'll get copyright struck into the ground. Some streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Alright, lights off. We are fully away, mate. Fully away. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get logged into VATSIM again. Still have our other traffic. There we go. That's what I was worrying about, how close we are with that other jet. But now we should have decent enough spacing that we don't have to worry about it. And plus they're gonna go the other way, so we don't need to worry about it. Let's get things set up down here for cruise. And we'll listen to this of Mice and Men. One of my favorite Rise Core bands. Again, if you're on YouTube, unfortunately, you're not going to hear it. So, rip, but complain to YouTube about how strict they are with copyright. Alright, let's do it. Stop throwing random cautions at me, okay, plane? No, you don't need to do it. Keeping it nice and heavy, I like it. Woo-hoo. It's like they're like, we know what we're good at, okay? Oh, great chorus. So I can turn the sim down just a little bit. It'd be cool if they put out an album. I wonder if they're gonna do another EP thing like they did last time where they just release songs and then at the end of it they're like, oh, this is the album. Because I could see them doing that too. I think it went fairly well for them last time with Echo. What I really want is of Mice and Men to I'm not saying this is bad, because it's not. This is really good. But I want them to try to do something that really puts them at like the top. You know what I mean? Because I think Aaron Pauley has the voice for it. To be one of the big fighters in the industry, in the genre. Because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, of Mice and Men, their time's past, right? But I don't know. I feel like they have the potential. I feel like they really haven't defined this era of themselves. Like there isn't the defining album yet. If that makes sense. Like they need that album to come out that's just like, whoa, this is insane. You know what I mean? Grave Dancer S Banger, I think with a modern production, yeah. Like just something that just makes everybody turn their head and be like, whoa. We'll see what Dance Gavin Dance has. I think Dance Gavin Dance with Dance Gavin Dance minus Tillian needs that too. But also to be fair, like Andrew Wells, he hasn't had, like it's still fairly recent that Andrew Wells has been the guy, you know what I mean? So they have time to come up with that, but they need like that defining, like shut everybody up, Andrew Wells is the guy. Just like how Tillian with Mothership had that, where it's like, okay, yeah, this is the guy. They need that as well. Of Mice and Men, it's different. I don't think anybody doubts that Aaron Pauley isn't the guy. I just think that they haven't had that extreme major mainstream like boom success like they had, you know what I mean? With what the fuck is his face? Who used to be the screamer? I can't remember his name. Whoever was the screamer. Austin Carlisle? Austin something? I don't know. Anyway, Dance Gavin Dance. We'll do this one too. Eviscerate Men should have ended all the debates. Yeah, I agree. I think Andrew Wells is the most unproblematic vocalist that Dance Gavin Dance has ever had. Dude doesn't do social media. He has no social media accounts, nothing. He's not out there. He's not going to be out there trying to sell MacBooks. Like, he's just like a dude. Which I think is really good. And he has a freaking killer voice. Is that John singing? Yeah. I like this song a lot. I think this is the best Andrew Wells Dance Gavin Dance song that they've done out of the what, 3? This is really showing off that Andrew Wells is great. It's almost like they've taken, like they're in some kind of like drop tuning as well to match his lower vocal range. I don't know if that's the case, because Will Swan said he doesn't like drop tunings. He likes playing everything in standard. But I wonder if they've brought it down to match his vocal range, which would make sense. Because it sounds like it's in a lower... It just sounds like it has like that drop tuning vibe. Oh, Joey, you probably know what I mean, but anybody else watching is probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? When you listen to a song that's in standard tuning, and you listen to a song that's in drop tuning, you can usually tell which is which. Because it just has a different sound to it. The low rumble to the guitar. Yeah. Because like in a standard tuning, there's only so low you can go. But if the guitars are going lower than that, then it's like, ooh, you're in some kind of dropped tuning, whatever it may be. And I think once I get back to, once I start writing songs seriously, Joey, you need to show me how to record stuff to Mac, because I have no idea. A lot of the stuff I think I'm going to take is just like a standard tuning, but drop down, because I like that. I like the dropped vibe. Like I've thought about doing like instead of standard E tuning, just standard D. Just to make it different. That was a good song. They need to put out a an album that has like the impact that Mothership did with Andrew Wells as the vocalist. I think they can do it. They can definitely do it. Like, I mean, Idola is the obvious example that Andrew Wells is up for it. These freaking songs are insanely crazy. Point proven. What else do we got? You put Eviscerate... I agree. The problem is Eviscerate Mend is Idola. It's not Dance Gavin Dance. The normies aren't going to associate that with Dance Gavin Dance. You got to think about the normies. I 100% agree that Eviscerate Mend is definitely... I would put, like, honestly, Eviscerate Mend and The Architect are all perfect albums, in my opinion. But especially the Eviscerate Mend being like a double album. It's so good. So no, yeah, like, I agree that Eviscerate Mend is on the level of Mothership. But the problem is, it's not Dance Gavin Dance. Mend would have been album of the year if it wasn't for Sleep Token. Dude, my claim to fame continues. I saw Sleep Token live before they were big. I saw them opening as the first band on the lineup for Nothing More and whoever the fuck was the headliner. I don't remember. I saw them before they were big and I didn't like them. Although, to be fair, like some of their more recent stuff I'm starting to vibe with a little bit more. I saw Sleep Token before they were big. Ha ha ha. Fuck you all. I think they were small enough because it was what, like 2020? It was 2021 probably. I think they were still trying to figure out, like, obviously they're not like, oh, when did they even start? I don't even know when they started as a band. 2016. So they weren't like new kids on the block, but I think they were still trying to put together kind of their live show vibe, you know what I mean? Because my thing with Sleep Token was like, they come out, they're like knockoff Slipknot wannabes. And it was just kind of like boring. In a sense, boring and weird. But I think it was just the way that they put together that show. Because I've heard their music since then, and it's like, okay, this shit slaps. So I think it was just kind of the combination of being an opener, having to cram everything down. You gotta pick just a couple songs to get your point across, and for me it didn't land. But I totally respect that they're up to like you're saying, 8.5 million listeners. They have blown the F up. Very, very much blown up. All of their singles for this new album charted top 20. Damn. You know something else cool that I found out? Let me find it. Now I'm not gonna be able to fucking find it. God damn it. Two of them beat out Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is falling off. It's over. It's over. Anyway, the thing I was trying to find is, I can't actually find it on the IMDb website, but Andor Season 2, Episode 8 and 9 opened at 9.9 out of 10 and 9.8 out of 10 on IMDb, respectively, which makes them the highest rated live-action Star Wars episodes ever, and the second highest rated of TV. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding. Dave Filoni, fuck that guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. And it really starts to show the flaws of the Filoniverse stuff when you have something like this that is so well, like, you gotta fucking catch up. You've gotta catch up. It's like, I've heard people complain about the Dave Filoni shows where, you know, people complain about them, people don't like them, and I've never really got it. But now that I've, you know, gotten knee deep into Andor again, it's like, oh yeah, I can see it. I can see why. I can see the flaws. Ozymandias? I don't know what that is. Okay, Google. Oh, Breaking Bad? That makes sense. Yeah. But I don't think the viewership for Andor is very good, which means we probably won't get anything like it ever again. Which sucks. But the thing of it being on Disney Plus is they don't necessarily have to throw up the viewership of it, you know what I mean? But from what I understand, the viewership is not very high relative to their other Star Wars shows that they put out. I think the problem is it's Star Wars, and people associate Star Wars, especially in the Disney era, with subpar. So they just won't even give it a chance. Because it's like, oh, it's Star Wars. It's not going to be good. Right? And I mean, like, even shows like Ahsoka, which I thought was okay. I'm trying to think of what's like their best performing shows. I think Ahsoka is, The Mandalorian, obviously. But Mando season 3 fell flat. Holy shit. It fell apart. And Ahsoka, the problem with Ahsoka is if you haven't seen Rebels, you don't know what the fuck is going on. And they never explain anything. So if you're coming in from the outside and you're watching those shows, you're kind of like, this is what they consider good. So you get something like Andor and people probably already have the preconceived notion of like, oh, it's a Star Wars show. I don't know who the fuck Cassian is. Why would I even try? Because it's not going to be good. When lo and behold, it is the absolute best thing that Disney has done with this IP, hands down, period. Lorna Shore is teasing their next album with billboards. They're doing it with billboards? I love that. Unironically. I love that. My second monitor is vertical now, so I keep dragging stuff over and I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta make it smaller so it fits. Did you see that Disturbed put out a new song fairly recently? It's pretty good. I love David Draymond's voice. It's quite dad rock, but pretty good. We can listen to it. We'll listen to it right now. Another song review coming at you live. Sorry, YouTube, you don't get to hear it. Disturbed just they kind of stay steady. I love that about them. David Draymond's just, his voice is unmatched in dad rock. That's Disturbed, all right, yeah? They know exactly what works for them. They chose a new pope? Pope Leo the 14th. He's North American. He's American. Oh, fuck. Rip Catholic Church. Rip. From Chicago. At least when the Pope speaks, I'll be able to understand what he says. That sounds so small-brained American of me to say. I think they do most of their Pope things in Latin, though, so I still won't understand it. It's either Latin or Italian, I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know. His first speech was Italian. A beepity boppity Italiano. I don't know. Disturbed is one of those bands that I think just stays constantly good. Like, they very rarely falter. Like, they're just steady. I have to ban the streamer for racism. Whatever. And Disturbed's been around, like, since the 90s. The Sickness came out in 2000. They've been around the block a few times. And the fact that they've, like, you know, kept it up, it's pretty impressive. Like, it's definitely radio dad heavy rock, but I don't know. I like Disturbed. I think they're good. And his voice is awesome. Mind you, his skill a bit, except Disturbed has been way more consistent in their quality. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, they're definitely a band who you can tell is mature. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, they know exactly what their formula is, and they don't falter from it. They're definitely a band that you can tell has matured. They know exactly what they're doing. Skillet's latest album was ass. That doesn't surprise me. I don't think Skillet has been exactly fantastic for quite a while now. It's been a little bit with them. Oh shoot, I think we have Descent soon. Yep. I'm not gonna miss top of Descent again. Ha ha ha. Keep blowing past it every time I fly an Airbus. They fired the 2 strings players. That was a mistake. I didn't know they did that. Wow. Right after Rise? Jeez. Why would they do that? A terrible idea. Can you imagine if Starset did that? They fired their strings players? What a terrible idea. All right, Milva. Gonna be at 14,000. Copy Star said, ironically trying to go electronic rock and failed miserably with Unleashed. I find so many people that hate Starset's sound and think it's just like poppy whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah. Who else is doing the same sound? They found their lane. They found their sound. I think it's great. Starset's another one of those bands that just stays consistently good. Alright. Minimums. We'll get in some destination data real quick. Cat 1, 55, 60. That's in... Welcome back, DJ Simeon. Welcome back. Have you heard their cover of Head Over Heels? I have not. Starset has a cover? Or is it Skillet? Winds are 150 at 7. Starset came out last week. No, I have not. I've not heard it. One more song review. One more. YouTube, sorry, you don't get to hear it. Complain to Google about copyright. All right. I really want Starset to come back to Kansas City so I can go see them live again. That was such a good show. They put on an unbelievably good live show. All right, start the descent. Hopefully get to see Sam Barber over the summer. Who is Sam Barber? Oh, country singer from Missouri. Oh, nice. He's gonna be at the Midland. Okay. Nice. I want to know what virtual amp Starset uses. Their guitars sound so good. I would watch a tutorial video by them of how to get their guitar sound. Like the kind of electronic-y rock distorted sound that they have. I love it. Might have to go nail the mixed star set. Oh. I wonder if it's new star set or old star set though. Because old star set is great. Their new sound though is like stellar. Pun intended. I'd be using some pedals. They definitely are. I just wonder, like obviously there's a distortion or some kind of overdrive on it, but I wonder what on the back end with like the mixing, or I guess on the computer side they're throwing on it. I don't know enough to even come up with ideas of what it might be. Then they're doing the drop tuning as well, which sounds absolutely amazing. And obviously the synth stuff is synth. It's probably just you gotta know kind of what you're doing synth wise to come up with your own sounds for that, you know what I mean? But the guitar specifically, I love a good guitar effect. All right. I guess the song review, we'll give it a very good, mate, out of 10. Every time I hear this song, I think of the stupid Jason Paradise meme. Freaking whatever, I can't remember what they're called, but Joey, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Here. Cat, come here. Got that meme chart? Yeah, exactly. Come here. Yeah, I'm not gonna pet you if you're just gonna run away from my hand. Everything will fall away. The Royals are beating the White Sox 6-0. Ha 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 ha. Love it. If you can't hang, Sleeping with Sirens is pop. It's like pop metalcore. I wouldn't say it's just pop though. Like Metal pop core. Pop metal core. Metal pop. Everything will fall away. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. We have not done Starset. I'm sure I can Google. I'm sure Reddit has the answers I'm looking for. We need to link up over Discord, Joey. You need to give me lessons. I need to know what I need to do to record guitar to a MacBook. I know it's supposedly much easier than Windows. I need a full tutorial. If you have Logic, things are super easy. Okay, I don't have Logic, alright? I don't have $200 to buy Logic at the moment, alright? Logic is still $200, right? The Megan is inflation, the tariffs driving that up. I could do the free trial. Okay, it is still $200. Okay, so Logic is a DAW, D-A-W. So that realistically should be all I need, right? Audio interface to plug the guitar into Mac, and then Logic, and that's it. That's the impression I get. Because then, like, amps and stuff, you just load in Logic, right? Is that how that works? Just add plugins to it. Terminator 3025. Use a mix wave mic stringer. Oh, the Spirit Box one? I guess Mike Stringer is the guitarist of Spirit Box, so that makes sense. Ha 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 ha. Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum 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 ba-dum, bum 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 bum. Chunky rhythms and pretty ambient leads. Oh yeah. I don't know, I'll have to explore with what sounds I want. If I ever get into that. If I ever get knee deep into it. Alright, heading 175. Start making our way to the airport. With the Lorna Shore drums is a lot of fun. I can see if I can get the Bill Murray stuff, so I can just get chunky. Hogtastic. They just use they do have a custom pedal. Somebody has gotta configured some kind of plug-in for something to make that sound though. Neural DSP. Oh, it's just like a shit ton of plugins. I'm glad we have free trials because if I had to pay $100 every time I wanted to try a new plugin, whoo. I don't know. We might explore that a little bit. I have to find my audio interface. See if I can get that up and running. Then start the trial of Logic. Then start the trial of a plugin and just see what happens. What's the wind looking like right now? 100 at 7 knots. So Navigraph tells me we're gonna land with a 7-knot headwind and a 2-knot crosswind. So not too bad. Winds are not too terrible. Listen a little bit slower though. Got mountains on one side and flat on the other. Welcome to Denver. Although I think we are flying over the city for this approach, though. You use a Parallax X for base. It's meaty. Meaty base. That's where it's at. Oh, there's the city over there. Misfits has decided to let it load in. Alright, we should only need auto brakes low for this landing, because really the goal is just to let it roll down the majority of the runway, because really we just want to take the last turn off to get to the gates. Thereabouts. Or the one just before. Alright. 124.3, that is CTAF. So we'll come down here, we'll go direct to Sarah. And that'll bring us onto the ILS.
Denver traffic, Pacific 2089 is 8 mile final, runway 16 left, full stop, landing Denver.
Denver traffic, United 1378, inbound Sarah joining the ILS runway 07 It's about a 15-mile final for runway 07, Denver. Cool. Get our approach mode armed. Just gonna grab the localizer and take us right in. Go flaps 1, and that'll take us to S speed. I should maintain S speed there. There's Denver. There it is. Right there. All right, and our missed approach altitude is 11,000. So we'll get that set. Got to turn on my landing lights. Good job. And we are doing it. Always have to reset the stupid camera because it rotates on its own. Very annoying. You're down. Flaps 2. I'm hoping I don't have to use some speed brake to slow down. Could get annoying. Alright, my airplane. Biddle-doop, biddle-doop, biddle-doop. Flaps 3.
Denver traffic, Pacific 2089 is clear, 16 left.
And full flaps. Alright, we should be good in terms of traffic. Approach is looking good. Pretty much visual, so nothing to worry about here.
Above.
100 above.
Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Oh, doesn't want to pull up. Oh, geez. Bounced it. Reverse. Idle reverse. Pick cut the power and the nose just started falling. Alright. So this should be Bravo 4. Oh, there we go. So we'll taxi back via Bravo 4 Bravo Golf. Denver traffic, United 1378's clear of runway 7, taxiing to parking via Bravo 4 Bravo Golf, Denver. Stupid gnat. Go away. Alright. Get things cleaned up a little bit. Have to figure out where we're parking to. I think it's Bravo 20 is the gate? Yeah. We can get GSX set up to bring us in at B20. EPU started. All that stuff turned off. Frame rate's kind of hanging up a little bit. Good lord. My question is, what are these random Hummers doing out here? Just chilling? Just hanging out? Stall, stall. Whoop, whoop, pull up. Alright, APU started. We'll turn on the electrical hydraulic pump and shut down engine 2. Single engine taxi back. And we're going to Bravo 20, so I gotta look on here and see where exactly that's at. So we'll turn on Bravo Sierra. Find our way in. Yeah, we'll look at the landing rate once we get parked. I think it's going to be pretty damn firm, because I think I kind of lost it there at the end. This plane lands differently in 2024 than it does in 20. Going uphill, it is not liking that. And our gate should be right over here. I think. Looking for 20. Oh, there's the stairs. So we can just go based off of that. Somebody's got the 777 out. Yeah, I don't know where you're telling me to go, dude, but I'm on the line. All right. Parking brake set. Shut down engine 1. And beacon off. Cool. We've made it. Deboarding should be happening. Jump down here and get the cargo doors open. They were already open. We've made it. From Denver to Jackson Hole, back to Denver. Nice little rotation. Not too shabby. All right. Let's figure out what our landing rate was. Minus 448. Yikes. Everybody's back is broken. All right. Well, it looks like the jetway is loaded in completely this time, which is nice. But yeah, that is gonna do it for me today. Tomorrow night, probably gonna stream tomorrow night. I won't be live Sunday because it's Mother's Day. I'll probably be doing Mother's Day things and such. Yeah, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central U.S. time, we'll be live again, doing more Airbus things. And then Saturday as well, 7 o'clock Central time. The usual. Thank you all for hanging out and yeah, hanging out. Making this midday stream less boring. I expected it'll be a while before viewership is any sort of consistent on this Thursday stream because it's the middle of the day. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, fantastic start to your weekend, and I will catch you all tomorrow. So with that, y'all stay safe, stay healthy. Catch y'all in the next one. Later.